My name's Leah, I play bass in Thunderpussy, and this is my most prized possession. It is a Fender jazz bass. The red glitter pickguard is not original. That was aftermarket to match my outfit. But this bass was actually a gift to me from Mike McCready of Pearl Jam. We started working with him a couple of years ago, and at that time I only played short scale basses because I have very small hands. And I was like, yeah, like full-size bass, whatever, like I'll get there eventually. And then one day I get a message from Mike and he's like, what's your address? And then literally 7 a.m. the next day, FedEx knocks on the door and this beautiful thing had arrived. And I called him to thank him and he was like, yeah, you need it more than I do. It's like, okay, cool. And I haven't played a show without it since. I grew some balls and just started stretching the fingers, and it sounds so good. Like, I love my Fender Mustang bass. That's like my OG first bass. But this thing, just like, you can't beat the sound. It's ridiculous. And then the strap here was actually a gift from my bandmates for my birthday last year. My nickname in the band is the Senator. So they have this custom made for me. It's also one of my favorite possessions. They have these double things. I think one is tone and yeah, one is tone and one is volume for each pickup. I always just leave both of them cranked. It's just how it sounds good. It's one of those things. Yeah, I think that's just the way this bass was meant to be played. Strings, well right now I have a couple on here because I broke a low E string at a show recently. But I usually just use Diodario, kind of medium gauge. I like the 45 up to 100 here on top. I used to kind of go with like semi-flat wound, round wound, but I've been moving more towards like the nickel, bright tone, and then can kind of control the EQ a little bit more through my amp. Got a pretty simple little board here, my little baby board. We'll just start over here, beginning of the chain. Got your little tuner. Just got this little guy and it's been awesome, super easy to read. I'm excited to try it actually on an outdoor stage because that's always an issue in the sun. You can never see your tuners. This guy is exceptionally bright, so we'll see. You got, everything's a little dirty in here, sorry, I've been playing some shows. We got the bass Big Muff here. This is also one of my favorite pedals. I was playing a boost by this custom pedal company out of Seattle called Square Wave Industries, and that's also a great pedal. This one's just a little smaller, and it's the Big Muff. It's electro-harmonic, like they make great shit. And my favorite part about it is for bass, like it crunches, but it doesn't take the low end out. So like you still like feel the bass as much as you hear the crunch. And I've had a lot of issues with other pedals where once you click it on, you're like, cool, it's really crunchy, but where'd the bass go? So this guy is just like jack of all trade, distortion. I use this Maleko compressor. For some reason, I mean, not for some reason, but on my bass it tends to be a pretty big difference between volume of the bass and the higher strings. So this guy just helps keep everything right, easy, centered, and I don't have to like mess with the volume a lot during the show. Got this little looper here, TC Electronic. This I use a lot at practice to loop things and then start working on stuff, but I keep it on my board at shows because I'm also a drummer, and there's a couple of parts in the set that we've been working on where I can loop my bass and then grab some drumsticks, head back, pound a 3B, so hopefully eventually we'll get there. But you know, using loopers on stage involves everyone being able to hear really well, and that's not always the case in the clubs, so we'll see. And then really simple, got your Boss volume pedal here. I like to do a lot of swells and just kind of things to build the intensity during, you know, different parts, Whitney's guitar parts, and this just makes it a lot easier than having to do it on my volume knobs on the bass because I can play while I do it, same thing. Yeah, really simple. This is a Gator board that I got a couple years ago. I really like it because it comes with your power supply mount. It's not an extra thing. Good old Gator. Some room to put stuff underneath, and yeah, that's about it. If you want to see more pictures, more videos of us using our gear, head to thunderpussyusa.com, or you can find us on the socials. We are just at Thunderpussy, except for on Instagram, we're at Thunderpussies, IEZ.